Hey everyone, this is Quake fan. This video is definitely a surprise for me today, but granted, I also kind of expected it, mostly because of some news that came around. So, I know that I missed out on uploading a video from the last update they did in November where we released a new champion, Aizen, and a couple of other minor things with some new arcade modes that I thought were pretty cool. I'm very sorry about that. To give a quick little thought on Aizen, Aizen's okay, he's not overpowered. I actually kind of wish that they didn't release a character with an AI turret system. It almost does similar damage points, similar to Peeker, although Peeker is more controlled while this isn't. But that's just my personal opinion. He's a fine, good character. I just really wish they didn't give his passive being similar to Keel and Galena, which is pick up items, reduce the cooldown. That's just my personal opinion, but that's fine. There was a couple other minor updates that they tweaked, and I've gotten on with that before. But the update was pretty much fine. I don't know what else to say, but moving on. So the reason of today's video that is going on is there is a change going on to all of Quake Champions to the point of ecstatic excitement, if that makes sense of a word, mostly because of the fact that this is something I've been asking for the longest time. I really do give my full support with Quake Champions. I do enjoy this game a lot. I play it as often as I can, and even though I haven't really streamed it in the past 3 months or so, I do try to stream it as often as I can. They have good ideas going on them, but there's a couple of things they do need to fix, and I do agree with that. Anarchy can still be a bit too overpowered with his non-movement pass in the air. That's a terrible statement, and I don't know why I'm saying it, but moving on. But I still think the game is solid enough that I still give it a high seal of approval that people should play. I just didn't like the monetization system they implemented with the chest system, and ever since they did that whole 180 update this year, where they made it to where you couldn't use shards to buy the cosmetics you want. You can now buy champions straight up, but it's 250,000 favor, things like that. I was just not happy with what they're doing, and I really hoped they would listen and do something. Well, to kind of give context, the FTC in the United States is now doing investigations on loot boxes here after Belgium, Europe, Australia, and a bunch of other countries have already deemed loot boxes as gambling and are bad, as well as the report of child gamers in the UK have gone up on a massive scale. So I knew that they had to do something about this to get rid of it. I knew that all these companies are going to be scrambling to get rid of these loot boxes so they don't get hit once the FTC actually rules something in the United States. Now, you could attack that and not say that they're doing this out of the good of their hearts and the good of the gamers and stuff. But here's the thing. It might not be, but at the same time, this might be better for the games that we enjoy. So basically what they're doing is they're going to be getting rid of the backpack and chests. It seems like they're still going to keep the Reculity system, it looks like, although they're going to change the properties where it's not going to get you doubles. It's going to guarantee a legendary item. And I forget the last statement they gave about it, but basically it's going to be a much more worth bang for your buck. And since you can get like 100 platinum every week if you log in, that's enough to get you a chest. And you can still get chests through leveling up and some other rewards, so it's not like it's going to be a super hard thing to get. They're getting rid of all of that in replacement of an actual freaking progression system, which again, why didn't you do that in the first place? You know, that's something that everyone liked back in the day, especially me. I love the idea that if I'm playing the character I like, I earn stuff for the character I'm playing as. Is that so hard to ask? You know, but whatever. I'm happy that they're still doing this most of all, and I should at least be relatively happy that this could make the game better. So they're going to add an actual progression system that as you play as the character, earn experience, you'll have a progression of earning shaders, cosmetical items, and so on and so forth with the characters. They're getting rid of the ruins, in a sense, and replace it with a challenge page. You're going to have access to all the challenges right out the gate, or at least certain challenges by certain level ups. I'm not sure, but Basically, you no longer have to open up backpacks and hope to God you get a rune for a character you like to play as. The good news is you won't be losing progression if you've already completed it. So if you're someone who's already completed majority of the ruins on the table, when the new progressions come out and the new challenges come out, you will automatically retroactively get the rewards that are available through that system. So you'll be fine. On top, if you have certain cosmetics and certain items already unlocked through this new progression systems, it will retroactively help you skip through the progression system to certain rewards and will give you free shards out of that system. So it's not going to be a waste of time for people who've been playing Quake Champions for a long time like I have. I've been playing this for basically 2 years since closed beta. So I won't feel gimped or, forgotten or whatnot. Basically, what they're going to do is any remaining favor is going to get converted to backpacks because they're removing favor. And shards is now going to be the currency system to the game. Any remaining shards are going to be reverted into chests because apparently they're going to be rebalancing the shard system, and I guess they don't want people who may have like 5,000 shards causing a disruption with something, I guess. I don't know, but basically everyone's going to start out with 0 shards by the end of this update, and any remaining shards will be converted into chests and backpacks. But they're going to be retroactively get rid of any future chests and backpacks for the rest of the game. So if you are a brand new player, this is a good time to start up because you won't have to deal with a terrible loot box gambling bullshit system. So, but people like us, we'll still have it, but it's at least we can still retroactively earn the stuff we want. With this new progression system, and with the shards will now also be used to buy champions if you didn't buy the champions pack, since I think that's still going to be going away at the end of the year or something like that, because I talked about getting rid of that champions bundle pack. And shards will also be used to buy any and all cosmetics of your pleasure, which I think is great that they're bringing that back after they removed it from last time. Now, how balanced the shards will be, like how much of a balances is in comparison to how fast you earn it, to how much things cost, that is yet to be seen. I hope it's fair and not massively grindy and BS, but at least with a progression system where you can unlock, items, like I could be playing as Ranger and unlock items as Ranger and then unlock shards as Rangers, then use those shards to buy stuff on, like, say, Sorlag or Clutch because I haven't touched them in a while. I could also use them to buy people I don't have yet, although I have the Champions pack, but that's a different story. And so that's going to add that whole system to that too. I'm actually pretty intrigued on all of this. I hope this update does everything correctly and doesn't cause problems. That's all I want, because again, I want this to bring in more players. I want this to be more enjoyable to people. I know the arena shooter genre is always hard to get into. I know some people don't really like the fact that you start with nothing and you can get dominated within split seconds. I get that, but I enjoy it for what it is. We still do have a slight healthy player base. We tend to peak at 3,000, 4,000 players every 12 p.m. Arizona time, with an average player count of 1,000 most of the time, which I know is not exactly healthy numbers, but it's still at least relatively active, and I hope over time we might get more pickups or more stuff if they fix this game better. Hopefully with them removing loot boxes, this may bring people who are trying to make a stand and not play games with loot boxes at least come in or something like that. We'll have to wait and see how this would work. I'm definitely going to try and blast this, I guess, to see if people are interested, because I still fully support this game, even though I will complain and talk about the monetization being complete BS. But hopefully this will fix it. We'll have to wait and see. So that's one thing that they're doing, is they're actually adding a progression system, changing this, changing that, getting rid of the chests and backpacks on a normal scale. However, if you're someone who's been hoarding backpacks and chests and tranquilities or whatever, you'll still be able to open them. They won't have expiration dates, but from moving forward, chests and backpacks and things are just going to go disappear forever, basically. And the last update that they put out, which I know some people are going to complain and say that they're just trying to copy Fortnite because that's what Fortnite is doing and everyone else is trying to do it. And yes, they are. They really are. But at the same time, if a system works, I don't see a problem with a game studio using it, depending on, as long as they keep it relatively unique for their ecosystem. So basically, they're releasing a battle pass system similar to Fortnite, where Fortnite, you have the free system where you level up and you unlock some small, tiny rewards here and there. But if you spend, a certain amount of money, which I think is like $10 or $20, you unlock the special thing where you get even more rewards and more stuff and more things. From the price point that I looked up, they're saying that it's going to cost 1,000 platinum, which is basically $10. So it's going to cost $10 to get this battle pass, and these seasons are going to last 3 months. And it's going to have exclusive Vanity Fair rewards for all these different people. And in the video, they showed off a couple for Ranger, Scarebarrow, not Galena, Slash, and Death Knight, as well as Strong and Peaker. So they showed us a couple of different Vanity Fairs, as well as a special rocket launcher shader and a cape for Ranger if you max it out or something like that. And it's going to have that same system that let's say you're someone who's going to be playing this game and you don't have the money for the battle pass. Well, let's say you hit like level, let's say 22. You hit level 22, you buy the battle pass, all the rewards that you would have earned will instantly retroactively get earned to you. You didn't lose your mark or whatever. So they're adding that system on top of the progression system. I like this. Again, we have yet to see how the shards are going to be balanced. How much are champions going to cost with shards? Is it going to be 5,000? It's going to be 10,000? Is it going to be so much that the grind is way too much to get a new champion? Or is it going to be relatively fair where someone can get a new champion like once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how things go? Are they also going to be changing the login rewards? Because logins also used to give you shards. And so are they going to make it to where you can earn shards and platinum, or is it going to still be that? Because favor is being removed. And since favor is being removed, that is 2 slots in the login rewards where favor used to be a part of it. So now the question is where is that going to go? And since loot boxes are also being removed, that's another thing that's being removed from the login rewards, is the fact that that also has backpacks, chests, and recruities. So there's that question as well, as what's going to happen with those. So as you can see, I think this will actually be really, really good for Quake Champions overall, depending if they implement it correctly when they launch it. We will have to wait and see, as I've said probably 3 or 4 times in this video, and that's my own fault. But for me, as someone who really likes this game, I really hope this turns out to be a good thing. Because if it does, then we might see a player growth. We might see more people coming in. We might see more enjoyable situations. It's hard to say. There's still things that I think they need to fix, like, again, I really think they should remove the passives of Galena, Keel, and Eisen, because I don't like the idea of just picking up random items of a specific thing gets you a cooldown to their stuff. And since Keel's grenade launcher is kind of frustrating of how spammable it is, I really think they need to fix that. I also think the lightning gun needs to be nerfed and not have this pushback to an insanity, because I don't remember it ever existing in past games, but that's just my opinion. Anarchy is still kind of frustrating with how his air control works and how very fast and nimble he can dodge shit. But that's just my opinion, and some minor things that they can easily fix. Nothing too overpowered, nothing too ridiculous, but it's working. And the fact that they've released, Longest Yard as one of their new maps, I'm curious of what new maps they're going to do and what maps they can recreate from past games, which I still need to do that video on, not to mention that, but still. But overall, I really hope this does good for the game. I really hope this does bring in a new player base and it grows and we're able to get an average of maybe 2,000, 3,000 average players during non-peak hours and maybe 8,000 players during peak hours. I would love to see that, but we'll have to wait and see and hope to God, well, not hope to God, but basically hope something good will come out of this and maybe they can do more for the community and hope they don't treat us like shit, like we've been seeing with Bethesda's been doing with Fallout 76. Anyways, with that, I think I'm done with this video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, and take care.